we can measure how promising a substance is. We just have to view each study as mapping out the possibility space of the substance. So basically, just like, if you're scoping on an oil field, from the hits you've already had how sparse or dense that space is. Well, our research does the same thing, and we have a really bizarre area in how we research supplements, which is, if we try to measure what promise is, we research a substance until basically it's proven to have effects, but its promise is exhausted. For example, there's been thousands of studies on curcumin, showing that it has some effects. Trying to find some clinical level effects. It's controversial whether they've ever found that. But even if the cochrane thing had concluded in something like this, the fact that we had to do this many studies to find a hit, to find a clinical level result, actually suggests this is not a very promising substance. People keep researching it in a circular manner, researching it because it's the most well evidenced thing, and they actually, it's damaging them a lot that they're not learning to be more okay with risk, because all these very well researched supplements, you can say at best they might have mild or moderate effects occasionally on something. And yeah, the research has already shown for most of these things that the possibility space of them is rather sparse. That's part of why I'm so fascinated in the queuing, because so not only did they get a clinical level result the first time they researched it, and that thing may very well carry over to humans, although it may not, but we know this has some role in humans, right? Not only did they get a result like that the first time they researched it, but some people would trust something a lot more if we had done a couple hundred studies on it. And that's actually a mistake if we're measuring how promising something is, if we're measuring how much potential something has. I should have just said lots of, if this had like 1,000 or so studies before this result was found, pharmaceutical companies would jump on it. And that's because we think knowing more about how something works makes it a safer bet. Well, there's all sorts of reasons to understand mechanism, but I'm going to give a few counterintuitive reasons why this makes this thing more promising. So basically, as long as the fact that something can be a statistical artifact is out of the equation, if we know it really is a real result, then the less we know about something, when we find how it works, the more promising that thing is, the denser the possibility space of that thing is. That might sound a little confusing, but so if I do guided discovery based on some really particular piece of knowledge, I know 100 different things about mice biology, I'm able to design a drug based on it that works. Well, that's my list of assumptions that can fail, where any one of them failing might it affect its ability to work. And that's basically what pharmaceutical companies are doing, is over engineering. There's as if we take I would say if you did, um, yeah. So this is something that successful scientists understand, that a lot of less major ones don't, and it's how they're able to make risky leaps a lot of the time. Is is they're really good at assessing promise. They're really good at the logic of discovery. Um, okay, I'm gonna